The following game is being played with History Maker Baseball Express, a product of Play Games LLC, copyright 2022, all rights reserved. If you would like to order a copy of History Maker Baseball Express, or if you would like to check out the other products offered from Play Games, please click on the link provided in the description box below. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Oakland County Coliseum as we get set for game 2 of this series after a wild game 1 that ended with a double and an RBI off of my men on base narrative chart, which I left a link in the description box below, to those charts, those homebrew charts that I made for this project. And again, that I ask that if you own a copy of History Maker Baseball Express, and if you would like to try these charts out for yourself, you may click on the link to download those charts and play test it out. But if you don't have a copy of the game, I suggest you do not click on that link, because I want to keep the integrity of Keith's games as safe as possible. So with that being said, your pitching matchup for game 2 is going to be featuring, for the 2021 A's, Sean Manaea going up against Urban Shocker, who I forgot to get his card out. It's not Joe Girard. It was the last pitcher. There we go. Urban Shocker for the 1927 Yankees. So this is your pitching matchup for game 2, with the 2021 A's leading the series 1-0. And the winner of this game will put the other team on the brink of elimination heading into game 3 as we head to the Bronx at Yankee Stadium later on. With that being said, lineups have been exchanged at home plate, and my apologies for not getting Shocker's card out right away. And let's get to it. From the Coliseum here in Oakland, is Benny Bengo to lead things off with a 3.34. Is Manaea a star pitcher? No, he is not. Is Bengo a utility batter? No, he is not. So that's going to end up being a men on base result. -1 for black die of control. Sean Manaea does have control, and this black die 4 will be reduced to a either runners on first and second or runner on third. And since it's early in the game, we are going to put the runners on first and second. And with the decider die not being used, it'll be back-to-back walks for Benny Bengo in the game. And again, the results from the optional men on base narrative chart are a compilement of, to my knowledge, of how the leadoff batter gets on base in a game of baseball. The possibilities of him getting on base in a game of baseball. With that being said, here is Cedric Durst. Roll off of the men on base chart. Reading the black and blue dice as such, good eye will roll again. Is Cedric Durst a good eye? He's a semi-good eye, but the decider die says he is not. So that's going to end up being a strikeout, and that's going to end the top half of the first, as the 1927 Yankees come away quietly. They made some noise, but came up quiet there in the top half of the first, And now we move on to the bottom half, and Mark Canna will lead things off for the Oakland Athletics. 234 is pitcher not fresh. Now, again, for those of you that are just tuning in for the first time, welcome. The way that I work with freshness is 3 full fresh and 3 semi-fresh innings, equally divided into the first 6 innings of the game. You retain semi-fresh if your pitcher is pitching a shutout. So in this case, if it's the 6th inning, shocker is the Yankees were up by a score of, say, 3-0. We head to the bottom half of the next inning, and shocker will retain his semi-freshness quality until he gives up a run, which normally would happen either in the first, second, or maybe the third opportunity until he loses his freshness quality. So with that being said, he is still fresh. So we move on to the next check for Mark Canna of a 234, which is he a sad sack batter? He is not. So that's going to be a men on base result, -1 for black die if control. Urban Shocker has double control, so that's going to end up being a enter in 3 dot to end the bottom half of the first. And at the end of an inning of play, we are scoreless as we head to the second inning here at the Coliseum. Here is Earl Combs to lead things off. 1-2-6. Is Sean Manaea a struggler or gilded pitcher? No, he is not. Is Earl Combs a hero batter? Excuse me. I had to take a sip of my beverage. Is Earl Combs a hero batter? He is. Let me double check. 1-2-6. Yep, 1-2-6. Is he a hero batter? He is. It's going to be a men on base result with a base running adjustment from the black die. Since he's neutral, there's no need for the adjustment, and we will stick with runners at second using a 2-6, and it will be a double for Earl Combs as he gets on base. As he reaches second on a double here in the top half of the second. Here is Mark Koenig rolling off the man on base chart with a 36. Active batter gets runners advance 2 bases single and a stolen base. And this result kind of really will trick people. I look at the running quality of the active batter's card. So in this case, Mark Koenig is a semi-stoic and not an active. So it should say, so in this case here, he's not active, and it will result in a contact result of the red die 2. Of a red die 2. Is Mark Koenig a sad sack batter? No, he is not, and that's going to give the 1927 Yankees the lead here in Game 2 of this series by a score of 1-0. And here is, and that will end the top half of the second, and we head to the bottom half with the score 1-0 in favor of the 1927 Yankees, with Stephen Piscotty to lead it off for the A's. 4-6-6. Shocker, a workman pitcher? Nope. Is Piscotty a hero batter? Nuh-uh. He's going to get a no runs result with a chance for a solo home run. Stephen Piscotty is a semi slugger. The decider die says he does not have it. So it's going to end up being a no runs inning of 4 dot. And that's going to do it for the second inning here at the Coliseum with the score of 1-0 in favor of the 1927 New York Yankees. Here's Babe Ruth. 1, 3, 4. See it? There we go. Without the glare. 1, 3, 4. Is Mania an ace pitcher? No, he is not. Is Babe Ruth a champion batter? He's a semi-champion. The decider die says he is a champion. So it's going to end up being a men on base result with a base running adjustment, and it will be no adjustment needed, as we will stick with the runners on first and second with a 3 and a 4. And it looks like the decider die was not used. Let me double check that. Ace no. 2, 3, 4. Ace no, champion, semi. Yes. So it was used for the champion check. And it will be going out the multiple runners on base as we look at the red die 1. And again, if you go to the multiple runners on base chart, you could use any die, or you could re-roll the die to make things a little bit fair. So in this case, with the runners on first and third, looking at a 1, it'll be a back-to-back walks and a double and an RBI as the 1927 Yankees add on. It's 2-0, and Luke Gehrig will roll for his result off of the men on base chart that comes with the game. Reading the black and blue dice as such with a 56. Patient draws the walk. You bet he's a patient. And that's going to load the bases for Bob Musel. We continue to roll off of the men on base chart. 25. Iron fielder commits the error. Sean Murphy is not an iron fielder, so that is going to be a ground out. And that will end. That will end the top half of the third. Sorry, I forgot to switch the inning on the progress bar, but it was the third inning. And we will head now to the bottom half of the third with the score of 2-0 in favor of the 1927 Yankees. And since Sean Murphy was used either way, he will be flipped for Elvis Andrews to lead off the bottom half of the third inning. One, 4, 6. Is Shocker an ace or dynamic pitcher? He is not. Is Andrus a sad sack batter? No, he is not. So that's going to end up being a -1 for black die of control. Shocker has double control, so it's going to end up being a no runs result of 4 dot. And that's going to do it for the third inning here at the Coliseum. Your score remains 2-0 in favor of the 1927 Yankees. Here in Game 2 of this best of 5 series. Top half of the fourth, and Ray Morehart. 445. Is Mania a workman pitcher? No, he is not. Is Morehart a hero batter? No, he is not. And that's going to end up being a no runs result of 5 dot. And that's going to end the top half of the fourth with the score remaining 2-0 in favor of the 1927 Yankees. Into the bottom half of the fourth with, by that same score, and Josh Harrison leading off. 2021 A's. 135. Is Shocker an ace pitcher? No, he is not. Is Josh Harrison a champion batter? No, he is not. And that's going to end up being a no runs result of 1 dot. And that is going to end the top half of the fourth, or excuse me, the bottom half of the fourth, with the score of 2-0. And still, the 1927 Yankees are in the lead by that score. We go to the fifth. And we have a 3-4-6. 3-4-6 is going to read, is the pitcher not fresh? Now, with this, again, I play it as 3 full fresh and 3 semi-fresh. So in this case here, the pitcher is not fresh on a blank, so it will be a minimum base result with a base running adjustment of semi-stoic, since Joe Duggan is a semi-stoic. And he is. The black die will be reduced from a 4 to a 3. We're going to put the runners on first and second, and we'll re-roll the decider die again to determine what the result was off of my optional min on base narrative chart. And it's back-to-back singles for Joe Duggan over 2 plate appearances. Here's Starling Marte. Reading the black and blue dice as such with a 16. Good eye. He's not good eye, so that will be Benny Bengo. Sorry. It's the top half. Benny Bengo. Does he have a good eye? He does, so that will be a re-roll of the dice. 14. Scrapper hits single. Bengo is a scrapper. He will get a single, but that will do it for the top half of the fifth, as nothing comes out of it other than that single by Benny Bengo. And your score remains 2-0 in favor of the 1927 Yanks. We head to the bottom half of the fifth, and Urban Shocker will lead it off. 1-4-6. So you can see it. 1-4-6. Is Shocker an ace or dynamic pitcher? He is not. So is Marte a sad sack batter? He's not. So that's going to end up being a min on base result, -1 for black die of control. Since Shocker has double control, it's going to be a -2. So a 6 will become a 4 if you know your math really well. And we'll place the runners on first and third, and we'll be referring to the decider die, and we will be going to the multiple men on base chart of a 1, red die 1 for first and third. It'll be a walk and a stolen base in 1. appearance and a single in the next appearance for Starling Marte for the game. And here's Matt Olson in prime position to put the A's in the lead, and he may do so with a 26. Home run king, it's home run. However, the decider die says he's not a home run king. So that's going to be a contact result of 3. And it says, is Matt Olson a Satsec or a utility batter? He is not. Either way, the Yankees, or excuse me, the 2021 A's do get on the board here in the bottom half of the 5th to spoil the shutout. It's 2-1, still in favor of the 1927 Yanks. And we will roll off of that to see and determine what the result was. So it was a 26, and I will say the 3 was on the red dice. So let me put that back out there here for you guys as I took them out, and I believe the 6 was this and 2 was this. But let me double check as I take a timeout for video review purposes. Timeout. So after further review, this was the result for Matt Olson, as he does get an RBI off of the micro chart for the contact, and we will give him the RBI and we will now see what the outcome of that RBI will be. It'll be a hit and sacrifice, and it will be a 2. We'll read the black die of 2, and that's going to be a single and an RBI for Matt Olson. And that will end the Oakland A's 5th inning, as I did flip the cards correctly for the A's. So with that being said, we head to the top half of the 6th, and before we do, let's see if the bullpen is active for both teams. Is the A's pen active? It is not, so they're putting faith in Sean Manaea to get through the 6th. What about the Yankees and Urban Shocker? And they're doing the same thing. So we head to the 6th. The score is 1927 Yankees 2 and the 2021 A's 1. 3-4-6. Is the pitcher not fresh? He is not fresh. So in this case, is he? So he's still semi-fresh. The decider die says he is not fresh. So it'll be a min on base result of a base running adjustment. So that black 6 will be reduced to a black 5. And it will be runners on 2nd and 3rd with another decider die roll. And it will be a dot. And that's going to be resulting in Cedric Durst collecting 2 hits for his 2 plate appearances. Now, the way that I do this is I roll the red die with 1 and a 6, equaling a solo home run. A 2 or a 5 is a single, 3 is a triple, and 4 is a double. And Cedric Durst is going to be collecting 2 hits. You will collect a single off of a 2. And a 6 via a home run. So that will push the Yankees lead into by 2, with the score now 3-1 in favor of the 1927 Yankees. Here is Earl Combs. Reading the black and blue dice of a 25, iron fielder commits the error. Matt Chapman is not an iron fielder, so that will be a ground out, and that will end the 6th inning here at the Coliseum. We swap Matt Chapman's card as his card was used. And up comes the DH, Jed Lowry, who last game got the game-winning RBI in one of his appearances off of a double off of Joe Girard in the 11th inning. But since it's a new game, new life, new game, here's Jed Lowry leading off the bottom half of the 6th. 1-2-6 is going to be Shocker. Is he a struggler pitcher or gilded pitcher? No, he is not. Is Jed Lowry a hero batter? No, he is not. And that's going to end up being a no runs result of a black die with a solo home run chance. He has the semi-slugger result, but the black die is not a 6. So in this case here, it will be a no runs narrative result of 1 dot, and that will end the 6th inning altogether. And we move to the 7th inning here at the Coliseum for Game 2 in this series, with the 2021 A's leading the series 1-0 with a score of 3-1 in favor of the 1927 New York Yankees. 2-4 for Koenig to lead off the 7th inning. Is he is Sean Manaea an ace pitcher? No, he is not. Is Mark Koenig a utility batter? No, he is not. So that's going to end up being a men on base result, -1 for black die of control. Sean Manaea does have control, and that's going to put the runner on first base with a 2. Oh, and he got hit by the pitch, too, according to my optional men on base chart. The optional men on base narrative chart for Mark Koenig. And he now faces the Bambino, Babe Ruth, as he saw that, and he is licking his chops to hit one out of here. You hit my batter, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hit you back. With a 12, Slugger hits home run, and you bet you hit my guy, I'm going to lace one out of here. And that's what he did. Babe Ruth sends one high, far, and gone to extend the Yankees' lead by 4 runs, with the score now 5-1 in favor of the 1927 Yankees. And at this point, the pitching coach and the catcher are out to the mound discussing what had happened and what we should handle for this next batter in Lou Gehrig. While they're doing that, let's see if the pen is active for the Oakland A's. They are not still, so they are putting faith in Sean Manaea to get through this 7th inning, and this will probably be his last inning either way, as we go to Lou Gehrig on the men on base chart. 26, home run king, it's home run. All right, Lou Gehrig hits a home run, is hit high, hit far, and gone, and the 2021 A's manager is not going to be thrilled and happy about this, as Sean Manaea, as he has seen enough of Sean Mania and wants to keep this game right where it's at, he's going to go to his pen, and either way, and we are going to be taking a timeout. It will be Jake Diekman, who will be coming in for the 2021 Oakland Athletics. Here in the top half of the seventh, relieving of Sean Mania as he will be getting the ace quality for this at bat against Bob Musel as we continue to roll on the men on base chart. Or excuse me, off of the main chart with a 226 is Diekman an ace. Well, he is for this at bat, so that will end up being an out for Bob Musel. And with that, we head to the stretch here at the Coliseum. The score is 6-1 in favor of the 1927 New York Yankees here in Game 2 of this best of 5. Here's Urban Shocker. It's going to be triple twos, and that's going to end up being a ballpark microchart result. And we will re-roll the black die of a 6. And it reads, I believe the decider die was dot, but let me double check. Again, another video footage check, timeout. All right, so after video review, the decider die remains dot, and we will look at a black die roll of 6 off of the ballpark chart. A microchart here is the Coliseum in Oakland a grass turf. It is, so it is going to be a ground out to end the 7th inning for the A's. And that is going to send this game to the top half of the 8th with the score 1927 Yankees 6 and the 2021 A's 1. Here's Ray Morehart. And it looks like we got a 3-3-5 with a struggler. No for Diekman. We got is Morehart a champion batter? He is not. And that's going to end up being a no runs result of 3 blank to end the top half of the 8th with the score 1927 Yankees 6 and the 2021 A's 1. Go to the bottom half of the 8th. Stephen Scotty with a 3-5-5. 3-5-5 result. And it reads, is Shocker a star pitcher? He is, and the no runs narrative will be a 3 blank, and that's going to do it for the A's as they go down. As they go down by the wayside, sorry for the beep in the background. As we head to the top half of the 8th, score 1927 Yankees 6 And the 2021 A's won with Joe Duggan. 2-3-4. And again, Diekman is the bullpen hero as he is fresh. So we will skip that question. Joe Duggan, is he a sat sack batter? He is not. So that's going to end up being a min on base result, -1 for black die of control, and that's going to end up putting the runners on first and third with a 2 and a 4, and the decider die was not used, so it'll be back to back, or excuse me, it'll be 2 hits for Joe Duggan, and we will roll the red die to determine what those hits were. With a single for a 5 and a 6, which is a home run, and that will push the Yankees lead even further. It's 7-1 now as they are entering the top half of the ninth, going to the men on base chart, and Benny Bengo will now be up at the dish. Reading off of the men on base chart of a 11, it is batting team harmony and pitching team dissonant. Both, well, the batting team is harmonious, so is the pitching team. They are dissonant, so it's going to be a single and an RBI. And the Yankee lead is now 8-1 in favor of the 1927 Yankees. One, 4, 6, or excuse me, 14 off of the men on base chart. Scrapper hits single. He does, and that will do it for the top half of the ninth. And Shocker is going to remain in the game for a complete game here. Not a complete game shutout, but a complete game as he faces Sean Murphy to hopefully either extend or excuse me, to hopefully end the game right here and right now. 266. Is Shocker a star pitcher? He is, and that is going to be your ball game with an end result of 2-blank. And once again, that will do it as your final score here at the Coliseum in Oakland. The final score in Game 2 is the 1927 Yankees tie the series at 1 game apiece, heading back to Yankee Stadium in the Bronx with a final score of 8-1.